Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Jennifer Bowman with Olympia Piano, and this is day 9 in the 30-day overview of Chopin's Nocturne in C-sharp minor. For me, this is the end of my first page. We will cover measures 17 and 18 in my score. Your score, it might be 19 and 20, depending on how your score is laid out. I'd like to start today's lesson with harmony. So as we got done with measure 16, we had that German sixth. So A, C, E, F double sharp. Can be confusing because it sounds like an A7, but it's not written like an A7. That moving into the next measure leads to this chord, which is simply a C-sharp minor chord with a G-sharp in the bass. So it's called a 1-6-4, that's the position. 6th above the bass, 4th above the bass, second inversion, which then leads to the 5-7, G-sharp 7, with that raised 7th, which makes that dominant chord. And finally resolving to a root position C-sharp minor. And then the last 3 notes are leading to a new harmonic center in the next section. So now let's go on to the left hand. We'll start with the fingering for the left hand. I think 5, 3, 1, 2, or if your hands are large enough, you can do 5, 2, 1, 2. Next group, 5, 3, 1, 2. And then the next group, I like to use 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then 5 or 4, whatever works for you. But 1, 2, 3 as you go down those scales. All right? You can also use 1, 3, 4, 5 for the last one. So starting in measure 17 in terms of dynamics, we're not going to taper as we had at the beginning because of that fortissimo that's written in the score. It's going to be more of a pivoting back and forth on whatever that middle finger is. So pivot on 3, pivot on 2, pivot on 3, pivot on 2. Then here, we can get a little bit higher with our wrist. So this is a mini circle. In terms of the right hand, there's no slurs above the right hand. There's 2 half notes with accents and a quarter note, so long notes. The notes are in what I would call the lower range. If this was a soprano voice, it's a very rich range. So I suggest you use the fingers that you can get the best sound on. So I'm just going to show you some ideas. You could do, you're lifting up on 2 for beat 1. You could do a big side of the thumb half note, 1, and then maybe even switch silently on that, 4, 1, or 2, lift up 5, 4, 1. You could do 2, lift to 3, 2, 1. So experiment with the fingering, and remember to create a loud sound, you're going to do a very quick roll up. So let's put the hands together. We'll start with just getting the notes together. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So with regards to pedaling, you can pedal once per group, which would sound like this. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Or you can pedal at the beginning of the group as well as with every right hand melody, and that would sound like this. 3 and 4 and pedal, 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 pedal. So think about what you might like in terms of pedal. I'd like to encourage you to experiment with what's called tempo rubato. That's pushing and pulling. So with the tempo rubato, listen to recordings, see what other artists do. I like to stretch going into the half notes, both of them. They have accents on them, so I like to place them a little bit late. And I also like to slow down just the tiniest bit as we go into the next section. So try it like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here's our last one. Because I find that stretching at the end there gives us a little time to get out of this really loud fortissimo into the pianissimo, which is the beginning of the next section. That's it for today's lesson. I hope that you found it helpful. I hope you will join me for the rest of the 21 days we have left. Thank you very much for your comments, your messages, donations, questions, all of that. I love to hear from you. I also love to know where you're from, so please leave that for me in the comments as well. And as always, thank you for watching.